What is going on, folks? This is Blaine, the Coco Commish here at Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing, here for Queen City Event 5, Santee Cooper, presented by Relaxed Retreat and Destination Clarendon County. This is our weigh-in for this event. We had a weigh-in in person. We had some technical issues with some mics. I take the blame on that. I figured that I thought they were working. I did a check, but I think the phone stand knocked my mic out a little bit, and we didn't end up getting any audio. So if you didn't watch the leaderboard, you missed an extremely, extremely exciting event with some absolutely huge bass. There were more big fish caught in this one day that was supposed to be 2 days. Day 2 ended up getting canceled due to high winds, but there were more big fish caught in this one-day event than I have ever seen in my life at Queen City. I mean, it was just 20-incher after 20-incher plus, 2, 3, 4 inches. So it was insane. We have guys here in our weigh-in today that placed really good in the Bassmaster side of things. And we have guys here that that fourth fish, your first 4 really mattered. So let's get into this. We first off want to thank Destination Clarendon County and Relaxed Retreat Outdoors for putting this event on. We also want to thank all of our title sponsors for Queen City, including Muddy Bay, Native, Rock Outdoors, and everybody else that makes Queen City what it is. So we want to thank all of y'all. Starting off, we had 60 anglers compete in this event on the Queen City side. I want to say there was 214 or 215 in the bass side. The total fish caught in the Queen City side was 189. We had 28 bass over 20 inches, which was insane. Just constant big fish rolling in. We had 40 limits out of the 60 anglers and 9 skunks. And that is kind of how it played. So as you can see, it was hard to find them. The guys that did find them really made something happen. So without further ado, let's get into some results. With the teams, both of these guys are here. I'm not going to bring them on at the same time for the team side. They'll both have their own they'll both have their own time to shine here, but the teams, the Rock Outdoor team division splitting $100 is the team of Jared Stanley and Will Lambert. Those guys both absolutely killed it out there. So really impressive to watch. So let's go down a little more. Real Heroes Small Bass taking home $50 for an 8.5 incher was Mr. Landon Smith. So congratulations to you, Mr. Smith. Through our small bass pot and our entry fees, we donated $200 to Real Heroes to help veterans. We really appreciate Real Heroes doing what they do and being a supporter of Queen City for kayak bass fishing, and we will continue to be a supporter of them. All right, without further ado, the caching spots. In 6th place with 77 and a quarter, he took home $236. He was not able to make it tonight. He is a guy that was fishing in bass named Brian Nelly. Very, very talented angler, and he did very, very well on the water this weekend. Congratulations to you, Mr. Nelly. In 5th place with 78 inches, who took home $355. He is here tonight, Mr. Garrett Chavis. What is going on, sir? Doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
So tell us about your day on Santee. I heard it on stage, but give everybody at home the kind of rundown on what happened for you out there.
Yeah, man. So I made a 3-mile run to a spot I had found on Thursday in practice, and the fish were just not there. It could have been a timing deal, like a morning deal, but I ended up leaving that spot after about an hour and pulled up to some other stuff I had found, and I started catching them immediately, caught my limit, and then I decided to run back, and they weren't there again. So I made the trek back to where I caught them later in the day, and that was pretty much my day.
So how many miles did you put on your motor, do you think, that day?
If I had to guess, probably 8 or 9.
That's a pretty good run in a tournament day. It's a lot of running around. Well, running and gunning looked like it worked for you. 78-inch limit at Queen City is usually taking home first place on most lakes. So that is a super strong limit. You did a great job out there. And as usual, great to see you at the top of the leaderboard.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. No problem at all. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, sir.
Man, watching Garrett go on the streak that he has this year, you know that this tournament, him always being up there on the leaderboard, he's going to be a tough one to beat for AOY. So watch him. He will it looks like he's really making a shot at getting into the TOC. So we will see how that plays out here towards the end of the season, and that it's super exciting. That TOC, being a part of that is a huge honor, and man, it's really cool to see Garrett putting on a show this year. All right, in fourth place, 80 3/4 inches, winning the Bell Group Elite Side Pot, going home with a combined total of $937. Mr. Jared Stanley, another guy who seems to have a way of finding himself on top of the leaderboard. How you doing, Jared?
Good. How are you, brother?
Doing good, man. So tell us the story of your magical Santee day.
Honestly, I'd found him pretty good on practice or at practice on docks, and I've got a lot of stuff marked in the creek that I caught him in. So when they weren't on the dock, like normally on tournament day, they move.
Right. That's the way
I pulled out just some like shallow stump flats in 8 to 12 and threw the fuzzball that everybody's throwing. And yeah, they come unglued for that thing, man.
I said it on the stage, and I ordered some. You guys made me believers. We're going to give it a shot. I don't fish Santee much. It won't be on Santee that I use them, but I am trying to figure out this whole thing, and if this koyoki or fuzzball style bait is going to stay around. I know a lot of guys were throwing the Hagg's prickly pear. Some people stuck with the traditional Japanese koyoki. There was all kinds of different styles coming out, different tentacle shapes. I'm interested to see where it goes, and it blows my mind that this thing catches bass like it does.
It's definitely a weird trend in bass fishing. I didn't see 2026 going this way, but it's kind of nice to hear about something that's on its live scope every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love it. It's a fun way to fish.
Well, we went from, the COVID years to throwing a COVID-looking lure. It cracks me up.
100%. And like I said, they come unglued with it. I actually had a bass that I threw by twitch down with a jerk bait. It didn't move. Threw the actual quickie over there, and it shoots up 15 foot from the bottom to eat.
Dude, that's insane.
Like, I mean, it's just something different.
Hey, and that's it. Sometimes it takes throwing that different style lure, something a little bit that they haven't seen. Just like on Murray, Murray, when the Bassmasters came here, if you would have told me it was going to be one on a chartreuse pearl fluke, I would have told you were crazy. I'm like, well, dude, chartreuse doesn't really mimic anything in this area that's more of a smallmouth color. Sure enough, man, it's become a huge trend here. So,
yep.
Interesting to see.
Different.
Yep. Well, congratulations, Jared. Great day out there on Santee. Proud of you, buddy, and it's good to see you back up here and on stage.
I appreciate you, man. See you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. And again, another man who can be an absolute problem on some of these largemouth lakes, and is having a pretty good season himself. The man is good in the southern lakes. He's good in the northern lakes. It's impressive to watch him. So great job out there, Jared. So in third place, this man had 83 inches. He took home $880. He is not here tonight, but Mr. 2000, congratulations to you, sir. He is one of the only guys that got on stage and didn't mention an urchin-style bait. He said he threw a shaky head, and he found fish that others weren't paying attention to. So sometimes that really does work out using a kayak the way a kayak's supposed to be used. So congratulations to 2000. All right. Now we're down to silver and gold. So in second place, 4 fish limit, mind you, for 86 3/4. He took home $1,480. Mr. Russ Snyders. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing, Blaine?
Doing good, man. Doing good. So congratulations first off. I know you did really well on the bass side, so congrats to you on that as well. Tell us about your day. You don't have to divulge everything, but just give us a little sneak peek into what happened to Russ Snyders that day.
Yeah, started practicing. I got there, started fishing Wednesday, and had a good shallow water bite, just like around some brim beds, and we just got a little bit of rain, I guess, like that week before, so the water was coming up, and I got some rain during practice too. The water was continued to rise through the tournament, but yeah, good shallow bite on a lot of those like post spawn fish, kind of working their way out of the creeks, getting on buzz bait and stuff like that. And then Thursday, for some reason, that shallow bite started dying. I started trying to expand on that, fishing some new water, and just was fishing similar stuff that I was the day before, and it just wasn't happening. So I went and even checked the areas that I was getting, and yeah, they weren't there. So Friday, I had to really scramble on the last day of practice, and I covered just a ton of water, and I went, I think, 7 hours without a single bite.
Yeah.
And was really getting where I was in a situation where I had no idea, where I was about to start. But the last, say, hour and a half of practice, I got maybe 5 bites on cypress trees, including a couple good ones, like a 23 3/4 and a 22. So I knew there were the right fish there, and knew I had a starting area for the tournament. Went there tournament morning, and there was like a big hyacinth mat, maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 feet wide, next to a isolated a cypress tree, and I pitched in the middle of it, missed it the first time, pitched back, got it. It was a 24-incher post spawn fish. Caught a couple more little ones, but really it was quite a grind. The sun wasn't really out. It was overcast in the morning, and the ones I got in practice were on the Koiki, and yeah, that's what I ended up getting them on later in the day. Finally, the sun came out, and I turned around and went back to where kind of I started the morning and was seeing the fish, but just couldn't get them to bite. But once that sun came out, they started eating the Koiki, and I was using a 17 millimeter. I think it's the watermelon.
Okay.
And, didn't get a lot of fish that day, but got another like 22 and a 20, a 19, and an 18, I think, along with that 24. So it was a solid day, but it was definitely not easy.
Yeah, I could understand that. And I saw there was a pretty large lull through the day where, fish were coming in, it slowed, and then fish started coming in again. Right. So it really seemed like that midday really slump, take some adjustment trying to figure out what you're going to do. Well, and you seem to do it well, man. Now, did you end up having the sick feeling of leaving some fish behind with not having a second day?
No, I went back out that next day. I was a little bummed that we didn't get a fish. The weather, wasn't as bad as maybe they were anticipating.
Right.
But, it's a hard decision to make in the morning. You want to keep everybody safe, so I get it. Yeah. But I went back out. I got in the water a little later, maybe at like fish from like 8 to 11, maybe 3 hours. Just because I had to know, I'm like, man, I caught them or not, because I knew I wasn't feeling super confident going into day 2 with how tough that bite was. And I went back out there. I only got one bite. It was a 23 1/4, but that was the only bite I got in 3 hours. So
isn't
it? If I would have got him.
For being an out-of-towner, isn't it amazing the size of fish that Santee holds? I mean, it's like every bite you get.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Like, I've had a lot of success here, and probably more so than anywhere else. Suskie's probably number 2, but I love fishing cypress trees, and I love fish. It reminds me a lot of Caddo, but for some reason, I've had some great days on Caddo in practice, but for some reason during the tournament, I just never pull it together there for some reason. But Santee's always treated me really good. It's my favorite lake, I'd say.
Dude, I love it. Well, congratulations, Russ. Glad we got to fill your pocket with a little bit more money than you won from the Bass side. And
appreciate it.
We'll see you again at another Queen City event, I'm sure. We always love having you.
All right. I'll be in there. Thanks, Mike.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you later, Russ. Always cool to see guys like Russ come to Queen City and do well. I do believe he's from Tennessee, and him coming down from Tennessee and, or where he's from and traveling and loving Santee that much just shows what kind of special fisheries that we have here in North and South Carolina. So big thanks to Russ for coming out and fishing with us. Without further ado, the man of the hour in first place, 4-fish limit for 87.5 inches. Also winning net financial big bass with a 24.5 incher, took home a grand total of $3,027 from Queen City and more from the bass side. Mr. Will Lambert, congratulations, sir. And that is a beautiful trophy behind you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is. Thank you to that side. Thank you to Bass for getting that one done, and also our normal trophies, wherever it is, that one right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Always
yeah.
appreciate those. Those are nice.
100%. Well, man, you had a fantastic day out there. I saw your Facebook post. It sucks we had to cancel the second day. You know, with us lining up with Bass and them doing the awards at noon, I would have hated to penalize you guys that did well for having to get off the water and letting everybody else fish. It just wouldn't be a fair look. So I ended up having to make that call. I know it wasn't exactly what you wanted, and I know you had anticipated and planned for a big day 2 to kind of propel you into the top spot in bass. Tell us about your day. Tell us about what happened. Give us your raw thoughts, man.
Yeah, I spent pretty much a whole week down there. Spent Monday to Friday. Well, I didn't practice on Friday. Monday to Thursday practicing, and I found my potential day 2 backup spot on day 1 or Monday, and went back to a spot that I fished the native no limit area that I figured they would be pushed further up. Definitely a lot of spawning pockets, and what I found in practice was these ditches that the bait was running up into the pockets overnight, and in the early morning for about the first 3 hours, there seemed like there was a real good bite early, like they were gorging and wanting to eat, and that pattern held true. Come tournament morning, started the morning off first 18 minutes. I think I caught a 21 3/4, 16 and a half, 24. Well, up into the morning, like at 7 something, I caught a 24 and a half and a 22 and a half. And I noticed one of my hook points had gotten a little bent, so I changed out my hook, and I ended up playing with different weights on the Hags prickly pear and different weight placements to try to get the hook right, to make sure I was hooking in the top side of the mouth instead of the bottom, like I'd done in practice and was losing some. And I rigged it backwards, and it was like a 23 plus incher come off, a 21 come off, another 21 come off, and it was just that first 3 hours that morning was the best fishing I'd ever had, minus losing this fish.
You're right.
But definitely can't complain how the day went. It definitely went into a lull, especially talking to people after the events were canceled, that it seemed like there were people that were maybe on shad bite or maybe just definitely a good bite for the first 3 hours or so. And then there was that deeper bite that I think started picking up later in the day, for sure, because that started working for me too. But that and going up to the hydrilla, and I was still taking the prickly pear, but just sitting there fishing with like a jerk bait over top of it, and they would just come straight up out of the grass and eat it.
Dude, that was awesome.
It was so much fun. That was one of the Santee's been one of the funnest places I've ever fished and never had that much success at. And for it to work out one time, I was pretty happy with.
Well, and like I told Russ, man, it is amazing the quality. Like pound for pound, every hook set you have has the potential to be a fish of a lifetime down there, and I freaking love that about that place. I mean, I've caught a couple of really, really big ones down there, but it always seems when I'm judging fish, I'm like, hey, that's probably his PB. Hey, that might be his PB. You know what I mean? Just rolling through and seeing anglers have that success there, it's awesome. I really do love it.
For sure. And that was the first, well, it's the longest fish I've ever caught, that 24 and a half inch. Actually, up until this year, I'd never caught a 24. Caught a ton of 20 to 23s. But most of our fish around here, at least in the central part of North Carolina, are all footballs.
Yeah.
I think this past winter I caught 20.25, and she was 7.10.
Yeah. See, that's a fat
fish. Football.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I mean, that's the thing. And I do believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I may get roasted for this. I think Santee's got Florida strains. I think that is they're not northerns. So those fish are just a tad more aggressive. They like to live shallow. They get big fast. And I mean, it's flat out impressive, that fishery that Santee has become. And it's flat out impressive to see an 87 plus inch limit off of that water in 4 fish, man. Great job. Congratulations. That is insane. That's probably the biggest limit I've ever seen with Queen City.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Do it again.
I think I beat my teammate Jared just to kind of rub it in a little bit by a quarter inch from his limit down there. It's 87 and a quarter, I believe, last
Yeah.
year. I think.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we've just seen some monster bags in Queen City from that place. I love it. I love it.
For sure. I wish it wasn't 3.5 hours away. I would fun fish it way more often.
See, and that's it. For me, it's an hour and a half. I just got to start going. I'm just scared to tear stuff up.
I don't blame you.
Well, man, congratulations. Once again, that trophy looks so good behind you. Congratulations on the bass side. I know, where'd you end up there again?
Finished third.
Third. Yeah, third in the bass side, which, I mean, dude, that is so rock solid strong. Good check coming for you there. Good check coming from Queen City. Got to be pretty happy with that performance.
Yeah, for sure. And for my first Bassmaster event, that was pretty awesome. Pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Definitely the way it went, like, a little disappointed. Still kicking myself for that one, but
I understand.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take way worse finishes.
That's it. They'll come back for you sometime in your lifetime. Those fish are still there.
For sure.
Well, congratulations, Will. Good job, and thank you for being on tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, guys, that wraps it up. Will absolutely sacked some fish down there. He ended up, like he said, third in the bass side. He took home a bunch of money, $3,000 from Queen City, plus what he did from bass, so it had to pay for the trip at least. Thank you to our sponsors for this event, Relaxed Retreat Outdoors and Destination Clarendon County. A ton of our anglers, including myself, stayed at Relaxed Retreat over the weekend, and they did such a good job catering to the anglers. They did have the Koike-style baits in there, the urchin-style baits in their store. So if you're around the Santee area and you're looking for them, they do have them in stock, along with a ton of Southern hospitality. So thank you to them for being such a gracious host and keeping us there over the weekend. Thank you to all of our sponsors that make Queen City happen, and thank you to our title sponsor, Muddy Bay Outfitters. Guys, that is Queen City Event 5 Santee. Hard to believe it's already June, but you know what? We've got the rest of the season to go, and we've got a lot of changes that can be made before the TOC qualifications get here. So will be really fun to watch the AOI race, really fun to watch the TOC race, and to see who takes home the TOC championship this year. As always, Queen City, thank you so much for watching, and good night.